All right, we're in front of Krantz Mansion. Krantz Mansion. As the FedEx truck pulls away. MAGA hat. Check. And black socks. Check. Very important that those two things are in check, even more than the eyewear. And as you know, I keep it real in my Dolce & Gabbana frames. But ahead of the eyewear, even, is the MAGA hat and black socks. Because the closest thing to stripping down naked, to me, is stripping down to where I'm wearing only my MAGA hat and black socks. So, just a little warning to you ladies out there that find me just as hardcore, fierce, and sexy as I tell you I am. Now, let's get on with this episode of the MC Tutor Show. Yaha.
Illuminati is a thing you need to watch out for. They want to depopulate and slave us so much more. World domination, I'll get into that later. I'm hardcore, fierce and sexy. You're just a hater. You deserve the ridicule because you're an absolute zero. I'm the keeper of the chalice, a rock and roll hero. I'm not an idiot nobody listens to, because I'm not a failure in life like you. Let's talk about Bill Gates and the mark of the beast, and the orgies in the streets at the Catholic feasts, and Bill and Hillary's human trafficking ring, and George Soros got the money to pay for everything. Socialism is for losers, working for the devil. Chumps that can't fight, they ain't on my level. It takes an evil one to try to debunk and doubt it, so I'd rather die than stop talking about it. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out for the Illuminati.
All right, just to let you know that you could buy this entire building right here from Jason Zhao. Jason Zhao. And not one penny of it will go to the CCP at all. Now, the number to call is 347-988-5318. Welcome to the MC Tutor Show. I am your hardcore, fierce, and sexy host that is never gross, MC Tutor. Broadcasting to you live and direct. Well, actually, this is pre-recorded, but I figured I'd say live and direct because that's what KRS-One always says. But anyway, I'm broadcasting to you from the mean streets of Brooklyn, New York, out of my midnight blue chariot. Figured I'd give you a change of pace. And of course, all the haters are going to step in. All the Illuminati shills, they're going to step in. They're going to say a little something like, "Oh, look at him. He's got to do his broadcast from his truck now because he lives in his truck. He's a bum." Don't listen to them. Don't believe them. They are doing the classic thing of every accusation is a confession on themselves. They're telling on themselves. Whatever they have to say about me is what they're doing themselves in tenfold. So, let's talk about, speaking of dysfunctional people, the Democrats. The Democrats are getting sloppy with their Illuminati practices. They're getting sloppy with their secret societal practices. Their spirit cooking, their child trafficking, their association with known pedophiles, all kinds of dysfunctionality going on with the Democrats. As I've said time and time again, day after day after day, they are an evil brood, so many levels of hell where belong the left. So, things just keep popping up and popping up and popping up. You know the old saying, watch what you ask for, you just might get it? Release the Epstein files. Release the Epstein files. There's something incriminating about Donald Trump and those Epstein files. And nothing's come out yet. Nothing is public knowledge that says unequivocally that Donald Trump went chasing after little girls with his pants around his ankles, smacking them around and violently raping them. But you see some dots you could connect there that show more in line with the narrative that maybe high-profile Democrats were aiding and abetting a pedophile until they had no use of him. And then there's no security footage of what happened to Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, the actual footage of whatever happened to him and why he's not alive anymore is just gone. I like to know the height, build, and weight of his cellmate. And why was he put in with a cellmate if he was such a high-profile asset to the criminal justice system? Did Bill Barr have him iced? There's been confessions made by the Iceman that one of his victims, he actually played the tree in the tree and noose hanging of said victim. He actually was so much taller than his victim that he put the noose around the guy's neck. I guess he wore gloves or something, wrapped the rope around his hands, and just stood straight up and stood there firm and solid while this guy strangled to death and probably even broke his neck. I'm wondering if that's how Jeffrey Epstein died. Because he wasn't found hanging. He was found on the floor with a bunch of clothing wrapped around his neck. Some interesting stuff there to think about. But what's even more intriguing is how the Democrats keep trying to get Trump. And there's more evidence of Democrats being affiliated with Epstein than any Republican. Remember I said if any Republicans' names come up, they're probably rhinos. But not even rhino names are coming up. It's all the left, all Democrats. Not even leftist posers from the right. You would think somebody that's heavily on the take like Mitch McConnell's name would be on there. Some milquetoast punk ass like Mitt Romney's name would be there. No, all Democrats. Bill and Hillary Clinton. This freaking delegate Plaskett, Stacey Plaskett. Now Hakeem Jeffries. And he's dancing around the question. The question's being asked and he's dancing around it, not giving a straight answer. He a punk, I tell you. He a punk. Then, as a big-time distraction, Jasmine Crockett actually wasted time of her colleagues on the congressional floor to name all these Republicans whose campaigns were funded by someone named Jeffrey Epstein. And it turned out to be a neurosurgeon from New Jersey or something like that. Or maybe New York somewhere, but not the 5 boroughs, I don't believe. But the idea is he was a tri-state area neurosurgeon whose name just so happened to be Jeffrey Epstein, and he funded a bunch of Republican causes and and campaigns. And because his name was Jeffrey Epstein, Jasmine Crockett got on there, said all these different things, and tried to affiliate all these people with the famous dead pedophile Jeffrey Epstein. And it was debunked right away. And she's over there walking it back, saying that she only said that as an example of how things could be blown out of proportion if too many names are released all at once in affiliation with Jeffrey Epstein. Now, she could have said right there and then, blah, 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 funded by Jeffrey Epstein, blah, 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 and then could have said, oh, by the way, the Jeffrey Epstein I'm speaking of is this neurosurgeon out of the tri-state area. But I'm just saying that to let you know that a lot of things could be put out there that might not necessarily be pinpoint accurate. Now, if she would have said something like that, it would still be stupid, but a lot less stupid than how she's walking it now. Meanwhile, you got all these characters affiliated with Jeffrey Epstein. Donald Trump had confessed that he has never been to the island, this little St. James Island, also known as Epstein Island. He said he was never at that island. But Bill Clinton was, and so was this Larry Summers guy. He was like a bigwig in Harvard University. He was a big-time supporter of the Democrats during the Clinton and Obama years. And he's one of these prominent, high education, influential beings. And he was taking love advice from Jeffrey Epstein. That's like taking child care advice from Joan Crawford or Casey Anthony. You gotta be sick to take love advice from Jeffrey Epstein. What would he say to him? What kind of advice would Jeffrey Epstein give to Larry Summers? Well, first of all, Larry, old boy, you gotta find yourself a sensual 7-year-old and rail the hell out of that bitch. I mean, what do you say? How does a conversation about picking up girls go between yourself and Jeffrey Epstein? Is Larry Summers that much of a loser? I mean, he got paid very well. He could have just bought a friggin' trophy wife. That's what most rich guys do. They buy a trophy wife. And depending on how good you are to that trophy wife, they will be loyal to you. Which means I can guarantee you Melania Trump will not be divorcing Donald Trump ever. Unfortunately, the day will come. We all gotta go sometime, you know. God bless Donald Trump. May he live to be 100 or whatever. But Melania is much younger than Donald Trump. So it's safe to say Melania would be the future widow of Donald Trump, which, God willing, that won't be for many, 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 many years to come. We need Donald Trump so badly right now because, look, all this Epstein stuff is backfiring on the Democrats. Democrats are on the take. Back to the Stacey Plaskett thing. Let's revisit that. She's examining former Trump attorney Michael Cohen receiving instructions from Jeffrey Epstein on what to question him, how to question him, what to question him about. And then when she goes according to how Jeffrey Epstein wants it, and Jeffrey Epstein sees it from his home, watching it on C-SPAN or whatever, he texts her, "Good work. Yep, good job, you bed wench, that I'll only bang when nobody else is looking." That's what he might as well have said. I mean, I'm not saying that that happened between them, but we do know that he funded her campaign when it was already known that he was a pedophile. Now, he didn't get convicted of the big stuff yet until 2019, but without funds from Jeffrey Epstein, who was already kicked out of Mar-a-Lago for being a creep by that time, Stacey Plaskett would not be holding the position she holds right now, and she should have been censured. She deserved her censure more than Adam Schiff deserved his, if you could believe that. Because what she did there was worse than even Adam Schiff's running of the Russia hoax. This is why I keep telling you, so many levels of hell, man. So many levels of hell. Where belong the left? And who knows what the hell else will come up. I would be interested in seeing where the connections of Chris Cornell, Scott Wheeling, and Chester from Lincoln Park's deaths play into this. And also the lead singer from Alice in Chains. I like to see where their deaths play into this. It is said that Chester and Chris were looking to do their own private investigation. And Keith Flint, and Avicii, Tim Berg, they were all looking into the Pizzagate scandal via private investigation. They were going to do a documentary on it. All of a sudden, all of them wiped out in a span of less than 2-3 years. Interesting stuff. I mean, all of us normal people call Hillary Clinton a spirit cooking witch and a cannibal. She may quite possibly be. There's all kinds of scandal regarding Jeffrey Epstein and the Isle of Little St. James. I mean, I'm telling you, the Isle of Little St. James may well have been the relocated ritual spot where formerly was Bohemian Grove. I mean, nope, you know what I mean. They may have taken all their rituals from Bohemian Grove and just moved them temporarily to Epstein Island, for all we know. Or it may have been a multi-locational operation. It is said that the late Colonel Michael Aquino had a little something to do with the rituals and sacrifices made at Bohemian Grove. All these things tie in. And then you have people like Alyssa Slotkin and her brood of traitors attempting to distract you by publicly calling for military and law enforcement and intelligence people to defy Donald Trump, commit insubordination, treason, possibly even insurrection. And I'm telling you, I don't care what these people's military records are. If they're calling for something like that, they are disgraceful. They are traitors. They are cowards. They deserve all the boots and slurs and spit. I have no respect for Senator Mark Kelly. I have no respect for fatso, fat slob, Alyssa Slotkin. I really can't find a Democrat that I really have a lot of respect for, if any at all. Despicable, disgraceful, disgusting. But we'll see how this unfolds. We shall see how this all unfolds. Respect God. Watch out for the Illuminati. Like, follow, share, comment, subscribe. Stay strong and keep kicking that slag. It's your boy in the building. Hip-hop legend, recording engineer, underground rock and roll hero. Your hardcore, fierce, and sexy host. It is never gross. Don't be gross. MC Too Tall. You be safe out there.